We are here to make some more interesting things out of paper. What makes it more exciting is the fact that all of these are going to be 3D models, which means you can use it either for some decoration or maybe just playing or some other craft activities. So you need to learn them first, and for that you have to follow me. Now how about making a clown's cap? This can be used in your birthday parties as well, and it's going to be fun making it. Or take a square sheet of paper and turn it sideways so that you have a corner pointing upwards and downwards. Fold this top corner to the bottom corner and unfold. Now remember, we have the colored side on the top. Take the bottom tip and fold it to the center line that we have just made. Now you need to fold it once more. Go on folding till you reach the center line. Now flip it over, and you need to fold the left side to the right side. Begin folding from the top corner, and this left corner will end up pointing downwards. Let's see how. Like this, and press the folds. Now this corner on the right will also get folded. Begin folding from the top corner and make sure this one overlaps the left one just a little. Now you have both the corners pointing downwards. This lower part in the center has to be folded upwards like this. Now you can see two corners and small flaps here. These flaps need to be opened outwards. Let's see how. Just try and open them a little. Open them outwards like this. And then the other one in the same way. There you are. After doing that, we will now need to stick these two sides so that it stays there. So take a stick, just paste the two sides together. And now you know why we made that overlapping. Just paste them together. Now that you have pasted the two sides together, your clown's cap is ready to wear. You can even wear it on a birthday party. We will now make something which also moves in water, but this one lives in water and has fins. I know you've guessed it. It's a fish. We're going to make an angel fish today. For that, you can take a yellow colored paper and then keep the white side up. Now fold the top side to the bottom side and then press the folds. Now fold the right side to the left. Place one corner on the other. Press your folds like this. After that, lift this sleeve and fold it upwards to the top right corner. When you unfold, you will find a line across your square. Now this line is very important because we're going to need it in our next fold. Insert your finger and you need to open this flap outwards, and you will see how a square becomes a triangle. You've opened it outwards. Press the folds. The square is now in the shape of a triangle. You have to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Flip it over. And now first make a line. For that, you need to fold the top corner to the bottom of the center line. Press the fold. Open it. Now you have a center line. This is going to help us in our next fold. Similarly, put your finger or a thumb and open this sideways. You will now have one triangle on the top of other. Press your folds very gently and very neatly, like this. Now, you can see you have one triangle on the other. Having done that, lift the left corner and you have to bring it to the right side. Just place it beyond this center line that you see, like this. And the corner ends up pointing downwards. Now the same thing has to be done on the right side. So lift the right side, just the top flap, and place it on the top of the other flap. It overlaps the left flap now and points downwards. Flip it over and make an eye, maybe like this, and you have your angel fish ready. We're now going to make a snail. I'm sure you've spotted some after the rains or maybe at the seashore. You've seen the shell covering its soft body and it moves very slowly. To make one, you need a square sheet of paper, put the white side up and fold it from top to bottom. Now, what you need to do is fold the top side to the center line. Now, if you find that a little tricky, what you can do is just move it sideways and start folding it from the top tip. Similarly, the right side also comes to the center line, starting to fold from the top tip. Having done that, you can move it sideways once again. And now you have to fold the top and the bottom also to the center line. Start with the upper one, start to fold from the left side and bring the corner to the center line. Similarly, the bottom corner also comes to the center line when you start to fold from the left tip. Now, we need to make a tail first. So make a valley fold. Let me show you how. Now fold the left side inwards like a valley fold. Let it rest somewhere between the two corners. And then again you need to lift it and fold it outwards, leaving a small portion on the inside. Having done that, fold the bottom side to the top side and you will find a small tail sticking outside. Now we need to make a head. Then a snail would look fantastic. Now make a backside fold, which is also called a mountain fold. So now fold it like that. You need to use some scissors now. Since I told you, scissors can be very sharp. You're old enough to use a scissor, but that doesn't mean you can be careless. So carefully hold it. Just cut very little. A small slit should be enough, like that. Now this has two openings here. You can fold one on the left, one on the right. Just open them a little. It definitely looks like a snail now. If you want to do some pattern or some design, you can do it. Take a pen and draw a swirl-like design that will look more like a snail. Your snail is all ready now. That looks pretty. We will now make an insect called a butterfly. I'm sure you all seen butterflies around the flowers and they all look beautiful. Let's try and make one with the paper. Take a square sheet, fold it from top to bottom, and then from left to right. It becomes a square again, and press the folds. You have a closed corner on one side while the other side has open flaps. So you lift the top flap and fold it to the top corner like this. Open it, and we will now use this line as a guiding line for the next fold. Insert a finger and open it sideways. Your square is now in the shape of a triangle. Now you have to do the same thing on the other side. So flip it over, and this corner has to be folded to the bottom of the center line. Press the fold, unfold it, and use this line as a guiding line. Again, insert your fingers and open it sideways like this. What you have now are two triangles, one on the top of the other. Now the next bit is not very tricky, but you have to fold this top flap from the bottom corner to the top corner like this. Similarly, this upper flap has a corner here on the right side which has to be folded upwards to the top tip. Now both the corners on the left and the right of the upper sheet are folded to the top tip. Now simply flip it over and turn it upside down so that you have the tip pointing downwards and the longer part on the upside. Now lift this bottom tip and fold it a little further away from the upper side. This is going to be the head of a butterfly. Now you can see a beautiful butterfly fluttering away. The next thing we're going to make is a jet plane or a fighter plane. You all love to make one and then play with it. So let's just start making it with a square sheet of paper with the white side up. But then we need just some part of it. For that, we need to make some folds first. Fold it from one side to another. Let's say the bottom to the top, and then again the bottom to the top. And when you unfold this, it leaves us with 3 lines in the center like this, and your paper is divided into 4 parts: 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now to make an airplane you need just 3 parts, and we're going to take away this part. Take a scissor and very carefully cut along this line which is next to the side. So now we take this bigger size of paper and leave that strip for the moment. You have to fold the left side to the right side. What you get after unfolding is another center line. Now this line is going to help us. What you need to do now is lift this top left corner and fold it to the center line. Now the top right corner also has to be folded to the center line in the same way. Now you need to fold this top tip downwards on the center line, but a little further away from the base of these triangles like this. Press the folds. Now again, the top left corner gets folded to the center line, and the top right also goes to the center line. Now this tip that you can see from beneath has to be folded upwards on the flaps. It will help bind them together. Now you can turn it sideways with the tip on the left side and make a mountain fold like this. You can still see the tip here. You have to fold the upper flap to the top side, beginning to fold from the left tip like this. Now this has to be done on the other side. So flip it over and bring this side also to the other side like this. After you finish folding, you simply have to open the flaps and hold it from the center. You have your jet plane ready to fly. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. But I will not leave you wondering any longer. I'm sure you've guessed by now, we are going to make a star. So take a square sheet of paper and you need to fold it from left to right, and then from top to bottom. You can fold it any ways that you want because we have to unfold it, and what is important is you have divided the paper into 4 parts. Now you need to cut along the lines, and we are going to use the 3 sides. So let's do it. Cut along these lines very carefully. Now, as I told you, we are going to use 3 sides and we just keep 1 part aside. So, let's start with the first one. Now, this one has to be placed in a way that the corner points upwards and downwards. Now, fold it from top corner to bottom corner. Unfold this and fold the top side to the center line, beginning to fold from the right tip. In the same way, the bottom tip also to the center line. After that, this top corner also has to be brought to the center line, beginning to fold from the left side. Now start folding from the left tip and bring the bottom corner also to the center line. After that, simply fold the top side to the bottom, press the folds and keep this aside for a while. You have to do the same thing to the other 2 pieces. Make a center line, fold the bottom corner to the center line and the top one also to the center line, then the top one, beginning to fold from the left side, comes to the center line, and the bottom one is also coming to the center line. Fold the top side to the bottom side. You've made 2, we need to make the third one. Do the same thing, make a center line, fold it to the center line in exactly the same way. Now, from the left side, bring the corners to the center line. This is the same thing you have done to the other 2 parts. Now, this top side, comes to the bottom. Now you have all the 3 pieces ready for you. All you need to do is just stick them together. You now have to paste these 2 together first. So just open the flaps a little, and the second one, the bottom flap of the second one goes inside this, covering it with the top flap of the first flap, and then upper flap of the second one goes on the top like this. But to make them stick together, you need to paste them. So let's do that. Put some glue. Paste it like that. Then some glue at the top here. Paste it together. And then one last thing. This third one that you have made will go on the top like this. So for that, you first need to stick them together so that it doesn't come off, and put some glue here. All you need to do is just let it rest here. Press it a little. Just lift this flap a little and stick the 2 ends. Just press all your folds, and wow, it looks just wonderful. We will now make a pair of birds. So let's start with the first one. Take a square sheet, just turn it sideways so that you have a corner pointing upwards. Fold it. Now you have a center line. You need to fold one corner, that is the bottom corner, to the center line, starting to fold from the right side. Now similarly, you have to fold the top corner also to the center line, starting to fold from the right tip in exactly the same way. You can now see that it has 2 corners on the top and the bottom, and 2 on the inner side on the center line. Now these have to be folded outwards. So lift the top one in the center and fold it outwards like that, so that you have the corner pointing outside. Now lift the left one or the bottom one and fold it in exactly the same way, so that you have the tip pointing outwards. Now simply lift it, and the top side goes over the bottom one. Press your folds. Now you do have a pair of feet here. You next need to make the head. Now you have to fold this left side corner downwards like this, so that the corner points downwards. Unfold this, and what you need to do is just open the flaps a little, and you have to push this inwards. So let's do it slowly and gently, and making use of these lines that we have made from our previous fold. Just press it, and you end up having a beak pointing outwards. Now that your beak is ready, you have a pair of feet and the tail, but there's something missing. Spotted it right, it's an eye. So let's make one. That's the easiest thing that could be done, but it makes it look just complete. Now let's make the other bird. You have to start in the same way, but we'll make it in a different way as you go along. So make a center line, fold it from top, and bring the corners to the center line. in exactly the same way. Now what you have to do is hold it like that and make a mountain fold of this white triangle that you see. Fold it on the back side. And if you find it a little tricky, you can always flip it over and do it simply like that. Flip it over again. Remember, this has to be folded on the back side. Now what you have to do is fold this left side in the left corner to the center line, and the right corner also gets folded to the center line. It will look something like this. Now it definitely looks awesome because the two colors have blended very well. All you need to do is fold one side on the other, the top to the bottom, and it looks like this now. How about making a beak? So let's make one. Fold the left corner downwards, press the fold, unfold it, and we are going to do it in exactly the same way, the one we did for the first bird. So open the flaps a little, and from this corner push it in using these lines which we have made, and press the folds. You have another bird ready to fly, but before that we make an eye. Now, doesn't that look very nice? It is indeed very pretty, and when you see them together, it looks all the more beautiful. Now what you can do is, you can make lots of birds like this and then decorate it whenever you want and wherever you want. The next thing we're going to make now is a lunchbox. I'm sure you all use it every day when you move to school and you carry your munches. So for a lunchbox, you need to take a square sheet of paper and fold it from top to bottom. Press the folds, unfold it, and now move the top side to the center line, make a fold and press it. Same thing has to be done to the bottom side. Bring it to the center line and press the fold. The next thing you need to do is fold all the four corners just a little. I will show you how. Fold it and make sure you leave some portion here, and the same thing has to be done on the other corner. Fold it, leaving a small portion towards the center line. Now the bottom corner in the same way has to be folded inwards, and the last corner also in the same way. Now we have left some place here, so this paper which we left on the center line needs to be folded outwards like this to the base of the triangles that we've just made. Now the other one has to be folded in exactly the same way. You can see some white portion coming on the top side. The next thing to be done is, now fold the left side little inwards like that, and the same thing has to be done on the right side. So you fold it just a little in the same way, leave it. Now all the folding is complete. Now what you have to do is open up all the flaps just a little, and we need four corners. For that, after opening the flaps, just pinch it a little from the corner, one at a time, like this. Move on to other one, like that. Then last one. You have 4 corners now and your lunchbox is ready. We are now going to make a sea fish. For that, you have to keep the white side up and turn it sideways, and then fold the top side to the bottom corner. Press the folds and fold it to have a center line. Now, fold the bottom tip to the center line, starting to fold from the right tip. Now the next one is the top tip, but do not fold from the right side but from the left side. Like this. Now you have to fold the corners inwards like that. Then another one also comes to the center line. All you have to do is bring the bottom side to the top side so that you have a corner pointing upwards and the longer side at the bottom. Now to make a head, you have to lift this left corner and turn it upwards like that. But we don't have to leave it like that. Turn it on the back side, making a mountain fold, and press it. Again have to fold it. This tip comes on the front and it gets tucked in like that. Now you finished making a head, you need to make a tail. So fold this part on the back side like that and fold it, and you have to fold it inwards. For that, it's easier if you just open the flaps a little and pushing it in and fold it along the lines, and then you end up having a tip at the top. This is all complete, just needs an eye. So let's draw one, and you end up with a lovely looking fish. You're now going to make a yacht. Now you've made varieties of boats, but this one, I tell you, is very different. It might seem a little tricky, so you'll have to follow very attentively. But once you know how to do it, you're going to surprise anyone. So let's do it. Take a paper, fold it in half from left to right to get a center line. Unfold it. Fold the left side to the center line. Press the fold. Now the right side to the center line. Done that. Now you need to flip it over. Bring all the corners to the center line one at a time. First the top right, then the top left. Turn it upside down. Do the same with the rest 2 corners. Bring them to the center line. Now fold this downwards, and this one also needs to be folded but upwards. So one point lies next to the other. Now you have 2 triangles here and 4 corners. Now all the 4 corners have to be folded inwards to the center point. 1, 2, then the third one, and the fourth one. We have all the 4 corners. Now you have to unfold all this, and you will have a lot of lines all along the paper. And now that you have opened all the corners, just flip it over. Now fold the top side to the bottom and fold, and you need to open up both the flaps outwards. Press the folds. Now you have to do the same thing on this side. So fold it, unfold, turn it upside down and open these two flaps in exactly the same way. Press the sides, and now you have one boat on the top of other, but we will not stop here. You have to again flip it over, and you will see you have a square right in the center. Now you have to lift the top right corner and fold it to the bottom left corner. Now the corner on the left side automatically comes on the top side, and the right corner has come to the bottom. And if it doesn't come by itself, do not worry. You can just simply lift it and put it on the top side, and this one has come on the down side. Now you have it looking something like this. The next thing to do is, this is the last bit, this bottom point has to be folded on the left side like this, and press all your folds. And that's it. All your efforts were worth it, because you have made a beautiful yacht with a nice sail on the top. It's very exciting to watch balloons either floating in the sky or maybe in a birthday party. Wouldn't it be great if you could learn to make some and then blow them whenever you want? If you really want to learn it, take a square paper. Now fold the top side to the bottom and the right side to the left. Press the fold, and we now need another line across this paper. So fold the top sheet from the bottom corner to the top right corner. Press it and fold this to find a line across the paper. You now have to lift this top sheet and put in your fingers, open it like this to make it in the shape of a triangle. Press all the folds and then turn it over to the other side. Now the same thing has to be done this side. So this top right corner goes to the bottom of the center line. When you open, you have another center line here. Lift the top sheet of the square and, making use of your fingers, press it along this line. Now lift the bottom left corner of the upper sheet to the top tip, fold it and press it. Now the bottom right corner of the top sheet again has to be folded to the top tip. Flip it over and fold this, the left corner and the right corner, and bring it to the top tip. So let's do it. Press the folds. Now both the corners have come to the top tip. After that, you need to fold the left corner of the top sheet to the center line. And then the right corner is also to be folded to the center line. Flip it over and do the same thing. Fold the corner to the center line, and the other one also gets folded to the center line. Now, listen very carefully because this is very important. You can see you have created a small pocket kind of a thing here. Lift the top corner on the left side and simply tuck it in like this. Now do the same on the other side. Lift this corner on the right side and this opening, just tuck it inside and there you go. Do it on the other side. Just open this opening a little and put this flap inside. You have to do it on this side as well. So, tuck it in. And now you have all the four going inside the four small flaps in the center. And now comes the fun bit. Just blow in some air. Wow! That looks just great. You have a balloon of your own. Why not make lots of them and have fun? We will now make a coaster, which is a mat for placing cups, mugs, or glasses. Now, for that, either you can take a square sheet of paper and then fold it from top to bottom and then left to right and fold it, and you will see that the paper is divided into four parts. Cut them and then you will have four square pieces. Or, to make it simpler, you can simply take four equal size square sheets. Now, you have to fold them a little differently in the sense that you will have two white sheets and you will have two colored sheets. Now, we take a sheet and fold it like this. Turn the paper, have the corner upwards and fold it from top to bottom. We need two colored sides on the top and two with the white on the top. So let's have the colored one first and then fold it from left to right. The second one also gets folded in the same way. Take a square sheet of paper and fold the top corner to the bottom. Fold it from left to right like this. And now two pieces have been folded in exactly the same way. We keep them aside for a while. The next two will be folded with the colored side on the top. So when you fold it from top to bottom corner, you have the white side on the top. Now fold it in exactly the same way, left to right. And what you have is you have the white side on the top. The fourth one also gets folded in exactly the same way with colored side on the top. And the top corner gets folded to the bottom and the left one goes to the right. Now what you have in front of you is two white side pieces and two colored one. Now placing them is very important. The folding has been done. All you need is to fix them together. Now this fixing is very easy, but it can be a little tricky if you do not place them in the right order. So follow me very attentively. Take the white side and place it like this when you have the pointed bit or the corner facing downwards. Take another white one and you place it with the tip pointing upwards. Now the left side has a colored side which is placed like this. Now the two flaps will go inside the flaps of the white one like this. Insert the two flaps and it looks like this. Now the second one has to be done in the same way. Put the white one like this with the corner pointing upwards and the colored one comes on the top now. This is the only difference. This tip comes on the left hand side facing the other set of piece. Now similarly, as we did on the left side, one flap of the colored one goes inside the other flap of the white one. And this looks like this. After that, lift both the pieces or the sets that you have made, and the white one goes inside the colored one. The top one goes like that, and the bottom one goes simultaneously like this. Just push them inside, and what you have in front of you is a tea coaster. Now that looks great. All you need to do is just place a glass on it or a mug. It looks beautiful. We are now going to make a sofa chair. Now you all know what a sofa chair is. You have been doing brilliantly so far. So let's put in some more efforts, and believe me, the result is going to be outstanding. So let's take a square piece of paper, and now this needs a center point. For that, you need to fold it from top to bottom, and then from left to right. And to get a center point, you know by now we need to unfold this like this, and you have a center point. Fold all the four corners to the center point. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one also gets folded to the center point. Now, after you have folded all the four corners to the center point, flip it over, press the folds, and once again fold all the four corners to the center point. Now you know why we made that center point in the beginning. The second one, the third one, and then the last one also gets folded to the center point. Once again, you need to flip it over and fold them back to the center point. Third, and that's it. You now have to unfold these, all the flaps one by one. Just insert your finger like this and open it outwards. You have to be a little gentle because you have small folds like this. Do it to the other one. Let's do it very slowly so that you don't end up tearing away your paper. The second one is done. Then the third one. And finally, the fourth and the last one is open like that. Now just press all the folds so that the next fold becomes easier for you. All you need to do is fold this one of the sides or the flaps upwards, and the rest get folded on the back side. 1, 2, and 3. Make sure you fold just one flap upwards like this. Now all you need to do is unfold all the flaps. First the top one, which is going to be the back of the sofa, and then the bottom ones come to the sides like this, and it helps the sofa stand all by itself. Doesn't that look wonderful? The next surprise for you is a beautiful looking flower. It's called the Morning Glory. Now to make one, you have to take a square sheet of paper. Now this time, keep the colored side up because once you have finished making, this side would come up as the petals of the flower. So now, take the top right corner and fold it to the bottom left corner, placing all the corners in the right way. After that, fold the top left corner to the bottom right corner. This. Now, what you need to do is, this right corner at the bottom will get folded to the left and fold it and open the flap. It takes the form of a square. Flip it over and do the same on this side. Using this line, we fold it again, and what you will have in front of you is one square on the other. After that, place this in such a way that you have the open flaps on the top side. Now fold the left corner to the center, start folding from the bottom tip. In the same way, the right corner also comes to the center line, start folding from the bottom tip. The same thing has to be done on the other side, so flip it over, fold the left corner to the center line and the right also to the center line, beginning to fold from the bottom tip. Now your flower is almost ready. All you need is to fold the top side downwards, and when you unfold, you have a line here just below this top edge. Take the upper leaf and fold it downwards. How beautiful that color looks. And similarly, the left and the right side petals also come down on the left and the right side. Now this is almost ready. All you need to do is just give them a little shape, trimming it here, and just round up the sides so that they look like the flower petals. Second one, the third one, and then the fourth one. Now, after you have trimmed all the 4 petals, your flower will look as beautiful as this. We are now going to make a caterpillar, and for that you will have to fold the paper twice, because we are not going to use the entire sheet. We just need a strip of paper. So start folding the bottom side to the top, and once again the bottom side gets folded to the top. Now when you unfold this, you will see that the paper is divided into 4 parts with 3 lines. You have to cut along one line which is next to the side. Carefully cut along the side. This line is next to the side. Now keep this part aside for a while, and this strip is going to be used to make a caterpillar. Now place it in such a way that you have the longer sides as the top and the bottom sides. You have to fold the corners just a little inwards like this. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th. After folding all the 4 corners, you have to fold the top side to the bottom. Open it Now unfold and you will find a center line. Flip it over. Now this is going to be the head and this is going to be the tail of our caterpillar. You have to make first the mountain fold beginning from the tail and then a valley fold followed again by the mountain and valley fold, and go on folding until you reach the head of the caterpillar. So let's start with the tail. Start with a mountain fold like this and then a valley fold. Again a mountain fold followed by a valley fold. It looks like this from the one side. Now you have to follow the same step until you reach the head. So again a mountain fold and then small valley fold. Go on folding in the same way. This is what it looks from the front side. Now having done that, you will see a lot of folds coming on the front side. Now fold the top side inwards and the bottom side also inwards so that it makes the legs of a caterpillar. When you flip it over, you will have your caterpillar standing on its own legs. It looks complete, but then completed with a pair of eyes, and your caterpillar is ready. We are now going to make a bat. Now bat usually lives in caves or dark places and is most of the time seen in black. So let's take a black sheet of paper and fold it from bottom to top. Press your folds. Fold the bottom side to the top, leaving a small triangle at the top. You have to fold this triangle on the top side in the front like this. You now need to make a mountain fold, placing one corner on the other, and remember to press the fold in the center. Press it really hard. After that, lift the top leaf, fold it from the bottom of the center line, and this bottom side comes on the right side like this. Now the same thing has to be done on the other side, so flip it over and start folding from the bottom corner, and one wing is placed on the other. Having done that, you can see this is the bat's head or the face. You have to make two more folds in the same direction. Now fold the top leaf and the top side downwards, flip it over, fold it in the same way, and you simply have to unfold all the flaps and your bat is ready. That's all for now. You finished making a lot of fantastic things. Just go on practicing and see how your work becomes neater and better. So bye-bye for now and have fun.